most lure anglers spend all day worrying about retrieve speed, too fast, too slow, too erratic. Today we're going to test something even more extreme. Oh, look at that! It's happened again! It's happened again! Seriously didn't expect that. The fish really haven't read the script. We're going to fish 2 rods. 1 rod won't be retrieved at all. It's just going to be left in the rod holder, whereas the other rod will work the lure in the usual way: slow, medium, fast retrieves, sink and draw, that sort of thing. So to my mind, everything should favour the retrieve rod, not the static rod. And if the fish prefer it when I do absolutely nothing, then everything I thought about banks fishing and offshore banks fishing for bass, I have to throw it out the window. Okay, so for this test, what we need to do now is set up this test so that we've got a static line . Can't see what's happened here, can you? To set up this experiment, we're going to have one lure static in the rod holder, and I'm just going to leave it with no retrieve at all. Just going to lower it down there. We're going to have no retrieve, and we're going to see if we need to do anything. Can we just leave the lure down there? Will the tide and everything else do the work? Now, I haven't got any proper gunnel rod holders here, so I'm just going to have to leave the rod behind me. But anyway, we'll get it out there. We'll leave this one, and let's see. So that one will go in there like that. Just meanwhile, I will fish with this one. I'll fish with this one in the traditional way, retrieving it in the way that I normally would. So you can see, I don't know if you can see there, but there's the rod. It's up there. I'll move that so you can see the rod. That one's just fishing on its own. I've left it in the tide. Can that catch a fish? Let's see. Who knows? My method, there may not be any fish here. This may not catch a fish. But let's see. I've got to keep an eye out for that one that I've just left there to see if that gets anything. We're just approaching the mark now. This is a pretty special mark, this one. I've never ever seen any other boats on it. It's one I found just by looking for some bumps and lumps on navionics. Quite a long way offshore here, so we're out of the range of most boats. But let's see. I'm just going to move that rod to the rear rod holder. I'm going to move that to there so it's out of the way. But let's see, it's now fishing. You probably can't see that rod, but it's fishing. But let's see. Will that hook a fish on its own before I hook a fish with the retrieval method? Who knows? I'm really hoping the static rod picks something up. That's what I'm really hoping for. Because if it does, it means I can fish 2 rods when I'm out here rather than just the one and catch twice as many fish. Anyway, let's just have a look at the mark. We're just going over it now, so if we're going to get a hit, it should be soon. So let's see. Well, we haven't proved very much on this drift by the look of it, because neither of them caught anything. But there are bass here, I can see them. Not that drift, but there were bass here. We've just slightly gone off it because the wind's changed. So we'll go again, we'll go round again, see if we can get a fish on either the static method or the retrieve method. Which one works best? Let's go again with a second drift. See how we go. This is the one that I'm going to leave as a static line. We'll get this one right out there, well away from the boat, so it's not interfering with the other one. So this second drift, to see how we go. Gonna get it, let it go right down. That's on the bottom, and it's got a long leader away from the lead, which will hopefully allow the lure just to flutter in the tide. Let's see. So I'm going to stick this one. That's good. Set the drag properly. Now place that in there. Now we'll go with the second setup that we're going to fish normally. You know the drill. Second drift. See how we go. We're still a bit far. Oh, look at that! We've got a fish. We've got a fish on the static retrieve. We've got a fish on the static retrieve. That is incredible. So I'm going to leave that one static and learn this one. Let's see what happens. Would you believe that? How incredible is that? A fish on the static retrieve. On the static. Seems to be going nicely. I find that amazing that we don't need to retrieve and the static one hit before the other one did. Now I'm hoping I haven't snagged up the other line, but that is really that's really interesting. Let's have a look. Not a huge fish, but still a nice one. A nice one. A nice fish. Look at that. On the static retrieve. No retrieve at all. That fish took the lure without me retrieving it at all. That was 42 centimeters exactly. So we can keep him in the tank. Keep him in the tank for now and see how he goes. What an interesting result. Who'd have known that? I seriously didn't expect that. Seriously. Okay then. So we're going again. Third drift this time. Third drift. This is the static. This is the static rod we're putting down now. So we'll just let him get way behind the boat. Put him in the rod holder. Get him down. I wouldn't have expected that though. I really wouldn't have expected the static rod to have caught the first bass today. That really is interesting. I'm amazed by that. That may change the way I fish this mark and all marks. Okay, so we'll place that one in the holder. Ready? Again. I wonder which one is going to get hit first. Come on, bass, where are you? Maybe that was a fluke. Oh, hello, look at that. Look at that. We've just hooked again. We've hooked again. Now I'm going to leave that one. I'm just going to leave that one in the rod holder to try and hook one on this. Now, there is a fish on there. Can you see that? The static has hooked the fish again. I don't believe it. but we're gonna have to bring this one in, otherwise we'll lose it. So that is really interesting, really very interesting. Now I don't know how we're gonna have to bring this. I'm not sure whether we're going to lose it. We're going to tangle these. I'm just having to bring it round. Small fish, this one, which is why I left it in the holder. Meanwhile, now here we are. So, incredibly, this is the second fish we've caught on the static retrieve. The second fish. Look at that. Another one on the static retrieve. Let's have a look. Yeah, that one is 43 centimetres. So we'll pop them in the live one as well. We're going to cycle around. Let's just have a look at them later. How extraordinary! We've caught two fish now with a static retrieve. Not retrieving the lure at all, we just left it in the tide. We caught two fish on either rod, one with a longer leader, one with a shorter leader. Didn't matter, on both occasions the static rod caught, and you saw I left the static rod out there and I continued fishing normally with the other one to try and hook again on the other one, and I didn't catch. I don't understand it. Can someone explain this to me? Really interesting though. Wow. This is a game changer. Okay. Here we go again. So this is full drift 4. Drift 4. Here we go again. If this one here, the static one, catches again and the other one doesn't, then honestly I'm not going to, well, it's going to change the way I approach things. Really interesting. Anyway, let's see. Maybe we'll hook a 10-pounder on the normal retrieve, and then the normal retrieve will be forgiven. Okay, so let's start the normal retrieve. Vary the speed a bit, pick up the speed of the retrieve a bit, see if that makes a difference. The suspense is killing me. Oh, look at that! It's happened again! It's happened again! It missed it. It hooked. You saw it hook. Oh, it's on. There's a fish on there. There is a fish on there. It looks like it might be a better fish, but this is unbelievable. How on earth can this be happening? Better fish actually, this one. Feels like. Slightly better anyway. I'm completely perplexed by this. Yet again, the lure and the rod holder. Oh wow, we're on both. So we got both. That's the static retrieve and that's now hooked. That's incredible. I mean, that really, I don't know what to say. We'll have to see, but feels to be a little bit of weight on this one, or maybe not. Not a bad fish. But again, on the static retrieve, I just find it unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. A nice fish though, coming in here. We'll need the net for this one. We need the net for this one. Come on, my beauty. Now, there we go. Nice fish. Nice fish there. That one is 45 centimetres. We're going to probably got one too many in there now, so we're going to release one of those in a minute. But I just need to deal with this. Just need to deal with this. And there is a fish on it. There is a fish on it. So, unbelievably, we've caught four fish on a static retrieve, whilst also fishing a normal retrieve at the same time, and the normal retrieve didn't catch any. That is incredible. That really is interesting, and it means we caught 2 fish on that drift. Both rods caught, both rods static. It's really, really, really interesting. It's going nice slick. Going well in the tide. This one. Now we've got to tangle everything here. Just got to bring him on board. Nice. We've got 2 lures in the net because that's a nice fish. That is a good fish. A nice one to get. A really nice one to get. That was exhausting. 2 fish on that drift, both on the static retrieve. Just left the lure in the water, they caught those 2 fish. Normal retrieve, caught nothing. How on earth do you explain that? The fish really haven't read the script, honestly. This is really really rather interesting. So that result makes no sense to me at all, but it is what it is. I mean, today in these conditions, we've proved it. The static lure presentation, not working the lure at all, not actively fishing the lure, came out miles on top. I could have fished those banks with my usual method and caught nothing today because I didn't have the static lure out the back. As it happened, I had the static lure out the back and I was fishing my normal method, and I caught those fish. That's been a magic day's fishing. Thoroughly enjoyed that. That was great. Okay, so that's the 4th test we've completed now. We did lure colour, we've done lure size, we've then done that tiny little metal lure and tested that, and that's what unlocked the code last time round. And now you've seen us doing lure retrieve and the static retrieve. Next up, next week, we've got a test on the retrieve direction. Should you be going with the tide, against the tide, or across the tide? That's one I don't know the answer to. We're going to test it next week. The one I'm most looking forward to, actually, because it's something I've never known the answer to, is a test about the difference between fluoro leaders and just tying straight to braid, tying the lure straight to braid. That's one that I've always wondered about, because frankly tying a fluorocarbon leader onto the braid can be a bit of a pain. If you could just tie the lure straight to the braid, so much easier. So that one's coming up as well. Keep your eyes out for that one. If you've got something you want us to test, do tell us in the comments. We'll see if we can do it.